Hello, thanks for joining me today. I'm Tim, the Suburban Dad. Do you have that friend or friends who say, hey, we should get together sometime? And then they never follow up, never happens. Or maybe you're that friend. Today, it's all about putting your money where your mouth is. Talking about bourbons that I would absolutely buy again and or make sure that I have a backup bottle. Let's get to it. Today I'll be enjoying some Maker's 46, readily available, very tasty pour. And it's actually on my list, so I'll start with this one. Absolutely would buy it again. It costs around 35 bucks-ish. Very easily found. It has a nice fruit-forward flavor to it. Fruit with some spice, a little bit of oak. Comes in at, what, 94 proof. It's not a shy bourbon. It doesn't smack you over the face either. It's nice middle-of-the-road strength. Easily sipped on, easily shared with friends. It's a great option. I have my handy-dandy list because I had more than a few bourbons that I wanted to recommend, so I want to make sure I don't leave anybody out. Old Forester 1920 Prohibition batch. I have not stopped thinking about this bourbon since I finished it. I have not bought it yet because there's just been other bottles that I want to try first, and it's not super cheap. It's about 60 bucks, 58 bucks, somewhere in there. But oh my gosh, is it so good. It's 115 proof. It's rich, robust, cherry flavor. Oh my goodness, it's delicious. Balcones True Blue, both the 100 proof and True Blue cask strength. Now I fell in love with Balcones through True Blue, the 100 proof bottle that you see there. That's actually my second bottle of that. I finally got a hold of the cask strength. I loved it so much that when I went down to Texas to visit my brother, I bought 2 more bottles of the cask strength version because I wanted to make sure that I had some backups for a while. Absolutely delicious. About 60 bucks for the cask strength and 40 bucks or 45, 50 bucks for the 100 proof. Absolutely delicious. Booker's. I am an absolutely big time Booker's fan. My all-time favorite batch. Each batch of Booker's is unique. They have very different flavor profiles. And my favorite of all time was Granny's batch, which is 2020-01, last year's first release, and very, it's got some caramel but leathery oak and smoke, and it's just very tasty. Finished the first bottle, and thankfully I was able to snag a second one. It's not in production anymore, so if you see it on the shelf and you're lucky enough to find it, snatch it up. Should be, back last year when I bought it, it was around 75 bucks. Now, on average, Balcones at Booker's is around 85, 90, somewhere in there. I'd even pay about 100 for Granny's just because I love it so much. Next one on the list, very Old Barton 100 proof. This is by far the best budget bourbon for the price. It's under $20, guys. You can usually get it for around 14, 15 bucks. I've gotten it as cheap as $13 for a bottle. I've seen it as high as around 20. It's really good. It stands up to some of the $35, $40 bottles just because it's that tasty. It's a little peppery, some spice, not super complex as you can imagine for a $14 bottle. But man, for the price, you cannot beat it. So tasty. Iron Root Harbinger. I've been corrected on this. I still don't remember which way to pronounce it. 115 proof. It is absolutely delicious. It won World's Best Bourbon last year. It's another Texas distillery, Iron Root Republic. It's just a great all-around bourbon. It's sweet, caramel, oak, some spice. I mean, it just covers all the bases. It's about 50 bucks, and around me, I don't know if it's the same in Texas, but around me, you can only get it at Total Wine. They have exclusive rights to it right now. I just had one sip of that bourbon, one pour, I should say, and I instantly bought another bottle the next time I saw it after just one pour. I just knew right away it was that good, and it sure was, the whole bottle. Next, we have Knob Creek Small Batch, the 9-year small batch, 100 proof. Again, another easily found bottle. So good. If you check out my under $30 bourbon challenge videos, that was my overall winner, and it is fantastic. Right now I have a store pick, so it's 120 proof. It's 14 and a half years. I honestly still like the standard 9-year 100 proof bottle better than that one. Don't let the commonality of it fool you. The last one is Old Forester. I know we already talked about Old Forester. Their signature 100 proof bottle. It's got the screw off cap, no actual cork. I'm not talking about the bottled in bond 1897 bottle. I'm talking about 100 proof with the red label. It's around 25 bucks. It's still pretty common at most liquor stores. I don't see it at the grocery store as much around here. And yes, here in Missouri we get liquor at the grocery store too. Again, another great budget bourbon. Absolutely tasty. Very worth the price. Easily would buy it again. As a bonus, for all of you who are hunting unicorns, my allocated must-have backup would buy again bourbon is Stag Junior. I currently have 2 bottles of it open right now, batch 14 and 15, and whoa, at retail price 50 bucks, it is so tasty. I would easily pay $75, $80, maybe even $100 for it. I've said this before in videos. I can't stress it enough. It's really good. So there you have it. Those are my would buy again and must-have backup bottles for you. Now, let me know in the comments, what are your backup bottles? What would you buy again? Put your money where your mouth is, because it's easy to say, oh yeah, I really enjoyed that bottle. Oh yeah, would you like it enough to buy it again? Let me know. Tune in next time, but to do that, you're going to want to subscribe so you don't miss out. Until next time, cheers.